Hi, welcome to Two Coaches, One Couch. My name's Shane.
I'm Stephanie.
And in this video, we're going to be discussing why Corona is making you feel so heavy. Do you wonder why? Now, bear in mind, we decided we're going to take a new approach with this video. We are going to be real. So if you see us looking out the window or scratching our nose or doing something odd, we're not going to edit it out. We're real. We're asking the real questions and you need real solutions. So we got our notes here, we got notes here, we got notes everywhere. We're going to fumble our words, but at the end of the day, what's really important is the content and how we can help you through this time. Okay? So if you find this video helpful, then please like and subscribe to our channel. You can find us on Facebook and you can also check out our website. But let's get into it. Do you feel that Corona is feeling never ending? And do you wonder why?
So I hope that with this video today, we can make you feel a little bit lighter. Corona does feel like it's heavy and it's never ending, exactly as you say.
And we all experience it, us too.
Absolutely. Absolutely. It just feels like it's a constant drain on your energy. And I think if you feel the same as we do, that you can't really explain it because there's nothing tangible. It's like this invisible monster that's at your doorstep all the time, and it's just draining your energy, and it feels threatening and scary, and you go through all these different stages, all these different emotions. And one of my very favorite coaches, Judy Klippen in Joburg, she's one of my absolute favorites. She's wonderful, and she's likened this whole process to a process of grief. So we go through what Elizabeth Kubler-Ross has described as the 5 stages of grief.
And what are those 5 stages of grief? Well, we're going to be discussing that now. But another thing of grief, if I can just quickly say something here, is have you ever noticed that you feel that nobody understands the grief that you're going through? Now, everybody's got grief, and everyone's going through this Corona in different ways. So you feel a bit disconnected from people because they don't really understand your certain grief. So what we're going to do is we're going to go through the awareness of grief so that you get an understanding of it, and then you can resonate it with yourself personally and see what fits in with you.
Exactly.
Okay.
So I think we're all feeling very similar things. And these 5 stages of grief that we were just mentioning, one of them is denial. So we can go into denial about this whole process and go, you know what? It's not happening. I'm not dealing with this. I'm going to numb myself with whatever, numbing tactic
and
you might have.
We all know what a favorite numbing tactic that's been is watching Netflix. Sitting down, let me just finish this episode. Let me just finish this series. And then I will get to what I need to do. I got to do that report. I'm working from home. I don't really need to get out of my pajamas because there is nothing for me to do. So we come up with all these little tasks to avoid what we need to deal with.
Yes. So that's denial. So another stage of grief is anger. So you can say, I'm not dealing with this. This is all too much for me. And then you can go into a sense of frustration, like, I've had enough of this now. And I think we've all felt that. Like,
yes.
When is this ever going to end? I'm just so over this. Why is this not just ever ending? So then you go into anger, which is another stage of grief. These stages of grief are not necessarily linear, but they do have a progression. You do have a cycle of them. So anger is just another one that we often feel. We feel frustrated at this.
The thing is, anger comes in different forms. I mean, how many times have you sat there and you've been giving a moan session about how the government is handling this very incorrectly and how people are not wearing the mask and why they're taking away the booze and cigarettes.
The regulations don't make any sense.
They're stealing all the money. And, there's so many things that we're venting our anger in, and we're doing it in various ways. Or we're snapping at our spouses or partners or our kids or our dog, kicking the cat when we don't even have a cat, but we found one to kick. So there's many ways that anger comes out.
So another one of the emotions or the stages of grief is bargaining. So then we go, okay, well, we can't all go away for my birthday and have, a big party. Maybe if I manage to do, to get some alcohol somehow, or I can get around this. You sort of bargain, you try and bargain your way out of this current situation just because it all feels very uncomfortable and frustrating.
My favorite bargaining that's how I'm laughing. I'm thinking about what I used to do. Like, oh, let me order a pizza and I'll start my diet tomorrow. I'm in lockdown now. I can't really run. I can't train.
Yes.
Oh, I used to be heavy into CrossFit. Now, doing push-ups. Oh, I'll start tomorrow. I'll start next week. And what have we done? 3 months down the line, about 10 pizzas under, and nothing's really changed. So that is like a sense of bargaining.
Exactly. And then after you've had the 10th pizza, then you realize, oh, well, that's not really working either. And then you can come to that next stage of grief, which is like a sadness or a depression or just a feeling of, just a really heavy feeling. And what happens then is you tend to isolate yourself. You stop talking to people, you stop reaching out, and you kind of reach this place that's sad and down and dark and heavy.
It's a sense that when you get into that space, you start questioning who you are. Your routine's been taken away. Your life has been put in shambles. You can't connect with your friends, especially for a single person who lives alone, sitting at home thinking about it. I personally had a lockdown birthday and I was alone for that whole day. So you start sitting there and thinking, oh, is this where I've come in my life? Whoever thought it would be like that? And that can be a very, very heavy place to be.
Yes. So after you've come out of that heaviness in whichever way that you manage to get out of it, often the next stage is acceptance. So that is the 5th stage of grief, is acceptance. And generally that comes last, where you go, oh, well, it is what it is. What am I going to do about it? There's nothing that I can control in this except for my own response. And that is where I hope we can give you a little bit of advice today.
And acceptance comes in various forms, okay? Accept that you're at home. Don't accept that it's all right to get fat. Accept that you have to work from home. Don't accept that as an excuse not to have goals, dreams, direction, routine to wake up in the morning, to give your best. So there's various ways of accepting. Accept the situation. Understand that your current situation is temporary. Nothing lasts forever. Like they say, the good times don't last forever. So same with the bad times. All right? So when you get a creation of acceptance, accept what is happening and see how you can evolve from that. Movement, no matter how small, is still movement. You just have to find your new movement.
So one of the ways in which I think you can start moving again after you reach that sense of acceptance is just accept that this is what it is at the moment and that it is a lot heavier than you think. It's taking a lot more from us than we're consciously aware of. And when you realize that, you can give yourself permission to give yourself a bit of a break from that constant bashing of, I should be doing more. I should be more productive.
Definitely.
I should be on a better diet. I should be doing more exercise. I should. And if you realize, wow, this is actually, I'm mourning the loss of what was. I'm mourning the loss of being able to plan the end of my week, the end of my month, the end of my year. I'm mourning the loss of connection and family and friends and going out and freedom.
Even job losses. People who's lost their jobs, losing their businesses. There is a lot of loss happening there.
Absolutely.
But at the end of the day, your words become your truth. And if you're using extremely heavy words like I'm a failure or I'm useless or I'm not reaching my goals or look how I've failed in this and failed in that, then those words are going to become your truth. And you cannot have negative words become your truth, because they are going to be the weight that you're going to be carrying around that no one can see but you. All right. Now, the goal of this video is not to tell you that you're doing things wrong. The goal of this video is to help you feel lighter. Okay? So, Steph, can you tell us then how to make everyone feel lighter?
I hope so. So I think the first thing is just to be aware of how heavy this time really is. We're all in mourning. We're all grieving something, whether it's the loss of a job or the loss of what was or the loss of a loved one. We're all mourning, and it's heavy. And just really accept that this is where we are right now, and we don't have the resources that we used to have. So that's one thing.
It's not a normal situation that we're going through. This is very unique. It hasn't happened for 100 years. So understand that.
And give yourself permission to give yourself a break. So the next thing is ask yourself how high your expectations of yourself really are. You know, if you are expecting yourself to do the same as what you were able to do pre-corona, you're being too hard on yourself. That's the second thing.
Yeah, so also when you come up with these expectations, maybe, you know, what you can't get around to, maybe focus on the things that you can get around to.
Exactly, which leads me to the third thing. Thank you. Is how can you just do what you can to support yourself through this time? What do you have the resources to do? How can you carry yourself through this time by just asking yourself, well, what can I do?
And of course, you know what? Even if you're just looking at your current situation, it doesn't have to be work, exercise, things like that. Have you ever thought that maybe this was a great opportunity to try something different? I mean, lockdown got me off the couch to start making YouTube videws. I knew
on
nothing
a couch.
Well, on the couch now, but I was doing, my videos were raw, and I just went and consumed content on how to do it. I mean, who's to say you haven't got that old cabinet that needed a refurb, or there's a book that you've been wanting to get to? Give yourself permission to go that next level and just try something different. I mean, we've got so many things on our fingertips, so many free resources. It doesn't have to cost money. But, you know, at the end of the day, you can only do what you can do.
You can only do what you can do.
All right. So if you found this video helpful, please like and subscribe to the channel. You can follow us on our website, as I'm going to put below, and you can follow us on Facebook too. If you want private coaching, you can either contact Steph or myself, and then we can actually talk to you directly. We do coaching via Zoom, and we do it face-to-face. Anything else you'd like to say?
Nope. Have a great day.
And remember, this is your channel, so use it. Give us comments, give us topics, tell us what you want from us. Okay? And take care.
Bye.
1, 2, 3. Now we're already starting. Do you? Okay, and go. Do you feel? Okay. Does Corona feel heavy and never ending? And do you wonder why? Hi, this is Two Coaches, One Couch. I'm Shane.
I'm Stephanie.
And today we're going to be discussing...
Again. NLP.
NLP.
Is the way to go.
NLP.